So do you want to create an impossible project? Of course you do. Do you want to know how? Have a guess where we're going. Years ago, I picked up a book that completely changed my life. I wasn't looking for encouragement or inspiration. I wasn't looking to overcome or achieve anything. I was licking my wounds. I was post-divorce, in a bit of a rut, feeling a little miserable about life, and I happened upon this particular book, Creating the Impossible by Michael Neill. It's one of those books that kind of fell into my lap. I definitely wasn't out seeking it, but the impact of the book has completely revolutionized my whole thinking. And I set about on the 90-day program to create an impossible project. Now, at the time, I wasn't doing anything like I'm doing now. And my impossible project, I had two, because why have one when you can have two? My first impossible project was I wanted to create art workshops online so I could reach a broader audience, because I'm really passionate about encouraging and uplifting and using art as a tool for validating self-esteem and forming identity. I know, it's deep. I'm very passionate about it. So I wanted to create online workshops, but I was completely terrified. The first hurdle was all the tech. I just didn't know how to do it. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to do. It seemed entirely overwhelming. I wasn't raised in a digital medium world. So, there was a lot to Google, and I Googled everything. Every step had to be Googled. But this book was written so well. The chapters are so easy to follow. It's all step by step. You do this, then you do that, and then you do something else. And I absolutely loved it. It totally empowered me, and I achieved the goal of creating my very first class on Skillshare. Yay! Thank you. I now have 10 classes on Skillshare. They're fabulous, and I'm so proud. But the other hurdle I had to overcome, besides the tech issue, was looking at myself. It's really hard to film yourself, to look at yourself on camera. I'm like, man, I'm looking old. And I sound ridiculous, right? I know. And I laugh a lot. And it's quite booming. And I, try and control myself, but I'm very energetic and I'm really excited about art. And I watched myself, and yes, I look ridiculous. So it stopped me for a little while. But why should that stop me? Isn't that dumb? So if you're going to create an impossible project, you have to, number one, believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it. Believe that you are valuable, that your idea is worth something. Believe in the people around you that might support you and encourage you and push you on. Because if you don't, you really won't get off the starting block. Now, I love my classes. I get a lot of feedback from my students. Lots of people love my classes. They're feeling empowered. The art techniques is easy for me to do because I've been an artist for 30 years. But facing myself in all of my glory has taken a process. But if I didn't overcome this obstacle, I wouldn't now have these fabulous classes that I can share with, the world. And there is an incredible empowering and benefit, both for my students and for myself. In the book, the ultimate formula for successful creation was number one, show up and move in the direction of your dreams. And number two, respond to what shows up along the way. It was an incredible journey. I actually wrote a whole blog post if you want to read it. It's fabulous. Absolutely loved it. So empowering. But what showed up along the way, what I really wanted to do when I really got down to the nitty gritty, if you think about it, what would you do if money was no option, if time wasn't a problem, and you could do anything you wanted to do? What would that be? Come on, answer me. What would that be? So as I got into the book and as I started going through the chapters and started the process of this journey of creating an impossible project, when I really thought about it, I really wanted to go to Europe. I wanted to see the artwork. I wanted to see the incredible style and culture of the European cities. And that to me was so incredibly impossible. Impossible. But that was what I really wanted to do. If money was no object and time was no object and everything was going to work out, that was what I wanted to really do. So I thought, okay, well, why can't I? There's no reason why I can't. So I started moving in the direction and I started dreaming about it. Now, this was 2 years ago. So as I took the step in that direction, there ended up being a global pandemic. So besides the $10,000 that I needed for this incredible, impossible project, the world had closed down and nobody was going anywhere. My impossible project looked even more impossible. But I tell you what, I was enjoying this process and this book so much, and it was so impacting and changing me that I thought, okay, I really want to do this trip. What would happen if I, squirrel some money away? So I did. I started saving and squirreling the money away. And now that the world has opened up, guess what? In a few hours, I board a plane from Palmerston North to Auckland. And there I will meet my son. You might have met him in Sydney. You definitely could have seen him in Singapore. You know the really tall one? He's coming with me. He's flying from Sydney to Auckland. We're meeting there and then we're boarding a plane to Venice. Hello! This impossible project is now coming to fruition. A few years down the track, a whole lot of planning, but it was the change of mindset. It was the inspiring thought that really got me on track to focus my energy and take the steps to achieve the goal. Now, not every step works out, and it definitely didn't. But even the steps that don't work out lead to the steps that will work out. You have to show up. That's the thing. You have to show up. And you then have to respond to what shows up along the way, step by step by step. So my second tip for creating an impossible project is to not give up. Don't give up. Don't give up if you want to travel to Europe and there's a global pandemic and all of the world shuts down and everybody says you'll never be able to travel again. Don't give up. Don't give up. Squirrel those nuts away. Because you can make it happen. If you want to achieve your goals, you will get there. If number one, you believe in yourself, and number two, you don't give up. So we're going to meet in Auckland in a couple of hours. And then we go from Auckland to Venice. So do you want to hear what we do next? Yes, of course you do. So we fly from Auckland to Dubai. I think we have 5 hours in Dubai, and then from Dubai to Venice. We arrive in Venice and we go to the Hilton Hotel. I know, hello, we don't like to slum it. For 2 nights at the Hilton. And then we're boarding the Viking Sea for our 13-night cruise to Europe. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I know, right? Can you imagine me contained on a ship with all of this excitement? It's going to happen. Are you going to come with me? You really need to. I mean, this is a lifelong dream. This is the conclusion of an epic, impossible project. You have to come. Let me tell you where we're going so I can tempt you along the way. So starting in Venice, we'll be spending a few nights there and then we go to Split, Croatia. I'm not really sure where that is, but I'm sure it'll be amazing. Then we go to Dubrovnik. Where the heck's Dubrovnik, Croatia? I don't know, but it'll be awesome. I'm pretty sure it's going to be awesome. We then travel on to Corfu, Greece. We have 1 day at sea. Then we're in Naples, Italy. Rome in Italy. Florence in Italy. I know. Can you feel the Italian power? Oh my gosh, the architecture, the artworks, the food. Oh man, it's going to be amazing. Then we're in Monte Carlo for a day, then on to France, and we finish in Barcelona, Spain. That's where the cruise concludes, and we fly all the way back home again, which takes actually 2 days. It takes 2 days. It's a really long way. It's going to be a trip of a lifetime. It's so fantastic. Now, if you've watched any of my art travel videos, you know I like to put the videos on. That'll be awesome. Of course, there's going to be some brand new classes on Skillshare, absolutely. But if you want the behind the scenes, you need to find me on Patreon, because on Patreon, I'm going to be doing daily vlogs, just a little video, raw, uncut, I know, unedited, straight onto the platform, daily, inspirational tips, art journal prompts, artworks, the excursions and the tours. Every day I'm going to be posting something that's inspiring along the way of this 13-day trip. It's going to be so good. You've got to join me on Patreon if you really want to have the daily upload video. I know. It's so exciting. Now, I'm going off now to actually catch the plane. Seriously, it's in a few hours. So probably tomorrow, I'll upload the first video onto Patreon and I'll be in the airport at Dubai. Pretty sure I should create something in my art journal there because it's 5 hours. 5 hours is a long time, right? And it won't be as cramped as when I did it on the plane. Did you see that episode? Oh man, that was the smallest studio on the planet. So here we go. It's the fulfillment of a dream. It's the creating of an impossible project that seemed dead in the water quite a few times along the journey. And I'd love you to come with me and experience this incredible time in Europe. So the link for Patreon will be under the video in the description if you want to join me with my daily videos. Remember, it's going to be uncut and unedited. So it could get a little crazy, could be a little wild, just saying, disclaimer, but it will be a whole lot of fun. Now, if you want to check out the video of when I was painting at the Ritz-Carlton in Singapore, have a look at this one. It was so much fun. You know this trip's going to be amazing, right? I sure as heck hope you join me.